So you all know, right? Uh, Jitendra and Bhargav is from previous class. Okay. For them also, we have done the introduction about the LWC and what are standard web technologies, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay. How these are integrated with one another and helping Salesforce UI to design. Okay. So you all know, but this for the previous batch for Jitendra embargo, we have done with many more examples of this HTML. I mean, we have completed the many components. Don't worry, we will again deal with them. But this class is mainly to understand JavaScript. Okay, we'll focus most on JavaScript. We will not talk about firstly on HTML, CSS, styling. These all just JavaScript. Okay, just JavaScript. What are condition statements? What are functions? What are data types? What are variables? And what are for loops, looping concepts? Then we'll talk about some advanced topics like promises. Okay, promises. Then we talk about async and await concepts. So these are like advanced concepts. What are callbacks? Okay. What are closures? So these all are advanced concepts which we will deal in this class. Okay. This is specifically for JavaScript. So that for the freshers, okay, not only for the freshers, for anyone, if you get an opportunity in any other domain, if you are in the final year or if you are just completed the BTech, if you get any opportunities like in Infosys, TCS, like they need JavaScript developers. So even for that, you can apply by using this class knowledge. Okay. And later you can switch, you can say that you are certified developers of Salesforce so that you will be having an added advantage. If you even only Salesforce developer, that's fine. Only JavaScript developer, that's fine. But if you are both, then that will be added advantage to you for the freshers especially. Okay. My voice is clear, right?
Yes,
Sir.
sir.
Okay.
Yeah, it is clear.
Okay. Now we have done uh, 1 second. Yeah, we have just seen HTML, CSS, and JavaScript and way to test them. Okay, way to test them. We use Lightning Studio. Okay, we use Lightning Studio basically. Okay, we use Lightning Studio to create the UI component. Okay, we say LWC component in Salesforce, and we write HTML for that. We write JavaScript for that, and we write CSS for that. Okay, we write these things uh, to play with HTML, to play with JavaScript, to play with CSS on the Salesforce platform. Now we'll same use that concept. We'll use that concept only same here now. Okay, we'll create another component to see what is like variables. Okay, what are variables? Now we are talking about variables. Okay, now the concept for today, the introduction for JavaScript. Okay, the introduction for JavaScript. And in that introduction, we are starting with the basic thing called variables. Okay, variables and constants. Okay, variables and constants. What are variables? What are constants? Let's see in today's class. Okay, clear? And we'll cover along with that what are different data types. Okay, data types. Data type. Now, just a minute. Hmm. Okay. So what are this normal text, right? Normal text. Normal text. Can you change this normal text? Okay. Can you change this normal text? Suppose hello world Kalyan. Okay. Instead of hello world Kalyan, if I have a facility, do not touching this HTML to change the data there. Okay. To change the data here on the paragraph. You can see right here. If you see here, we get a Kalyan. Okay. So if we have a way to change the data, that is getting displayed, that will be good, right? Instead of static data, I mean fixed one. If we have a way to change it, that to using program, okay, in the program, that program is JavaScript program, so that will be good, right? So for changing, okay, for changing the data that is visible, we use something called as variable. Okay, what we use? Variables. Okay,
Variable.
variable. What is variable? Suppose variable, we say a definition, a basic definition, variable is a container. Okay, variable is a container which stores data. Very simple. A container, okay, which stores data, okay, of a particular type, of a particular type. This is what basic, what we say, variable definition is. That means variable is a container. Container in the sense like a box kind of thing. Okay, like a box kind of thing. Container, which stores what? Data. For example, here in our case, I want to store, once I want to store Kalyan. Second time I want to store, let's say Bargo. Okay. So if I again someone clicks some button, then again I want to change that Bargo to again Raghu. Okay. This is how I want to change the data, but I don't want to write it again and again here. If you see here, I don't want to write Kalyan fixed here, Bhargav fixed here, Jitendra fixed. I don't want to write multiple times. If someone clicks the button, I want to change. I want to change it. Okay. Let's say how I can do that. Let's see now. Okay. I am storing a data in a container. That container is nothing but a variable. We say variable. Variable means, that means it can vary. It can vary. Okay. Let's say mm, student name. Okay. Student name equals to, initially I will name it as, Bhavani. Okay. Okay. Now, student name is Bhavani. Okay. Let me click on save. That's fine. Oh, deployment failed. Oh, section expired. Uh, just give me a minute. Let me reload it. Okay. What we were discussing? Name, right? Student name. Student name equals to, initially the student name variable will store the data. Okay. Bhavani. It's a text data. Okay. Now, Bhavani is stored here. Now, I just want to use that variable in the HTML. So how can I use that? Just I can write a paragraph element. Generally, how you'll write paragraph? Any text you can write. Welcome. Okay. Welcome. But in the next line, what I'll do it, instead of writing Bhavani, okay, instead of writing Bhavani, what I'll write in the flower bracket. This is how we will use the JavaScript variables in the HTML. We'll say bonding. Okay. Okay. I'll write, what should I write here? Bhavani or student name? Can someone
Student name.
yourself? Yeah. So here, what should I write it? I don't want to call Bhavani again and again. I want to call that variable. Okay. Call that variable on the HTML page. So student name. Instead of writing normally as a text, what I have written in the inside the, how I have written? See here, inside the
Just
flower
purpose.
process. Okay. So that means I'm calling that variable. Instead of calling the data Bhavani, calling the variable. I'm calling the variable student name in which the Bhavani data, text data is stored. Okay. Now, okay, student name, click on save. Okay, let us see how it is getting displayed here. So we'll click on this gear, then we'll click on edit page. One second. Yeah, we'll click on this edit page, click on save. Then we'll go back. Okay, you see here Bhavani. Okay, now I want to change that Bhavani to some other name. So I'll not write here again call student name again. I'll go to JavaScript. I will say when someone clicked the some button. Okay, someone clicks some button. Same like this, I'll create one more button. Okay, same lightning button. Okay, I'll change the name of that button to change student name. Okay. On click, I will call the function on if someone clicks this button on the UI, on clicking, I'll call a JavaScript function. Okay. Handle name change. So this dot student name should be now student name should be equal to Bhargav. Again, it's a text. So I can't write directly Bhargav. I should write in the single quotes. Any text should be single quotes. Okay. Control S. Save. So I should call this function from this JavaScript button whenever someone clicks. What is the name of that button?
Change student name.
Okay. Bhavani is there. Let me edit this page.
I think we didn't change the name. We did not change the name in development.
Where? Where?
Here, paragraph you wrote message. It's actually student name. Right? Here.
Message. This message is another example.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't worry about this one. Let me delete this. Okay. Okay. This is the previous one. Okay. This is last class example. That message. Okay. That is also a variable. But here we are talking something else. Okay. Let me click on edit page again. So there will be no login button, only change name button will be there. Okay. Now, 1 minute. Yeah. Save. Back. Initially, what is the name of the student? It's a Bhavani. If I click it, it is changed to Bhargav. Variable. A variable is a container in a memory. In computer memory, how it will be there? You have to imagine this way. Okay. In computer memory, how the data will be stored is if I say student name, there will be a variable created with a name called student name. Inside that, what is the initial data? Firstly, what is the data? Bhavani, right? The first initial data, initialization of this variable was done with Bhavani. Now someone clicked the button. So what changed? Student name box is there as it is in the memory. But the data, what the data? Bhavani got changed to Bhargav. No, so instead of now Bhavani, it is getting stored as a
Bargo.
Bhargav. So the data is changed. The variable is fixed. Okay. The variable is there in the memory. But the whatever the data it is storing is changed. Clear? Concept clear? Any questions till here? No? Yes? Did you understand what is a variable?
Yeah, it's clear.
Yeah.
Varshit? Bhavani? Is this clear?
Yeah, it is clear.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. So variable is the container in a memory
It stores the
where
data.
it can store the data and the data can be of any type. So we'll see what is any type. Okay. What is any type now? So this is clear for you all. Now let me go to the example. So student name, I will say more variable. I will create more variables now. Okay. Student roll number, okay, equals to 18. Student grade equals to A grade. Student percentage equals to 79.2. Sorry, 79.2. It's a decimal, so no need for single quotes. And student address equals to from our HYD 503001. Okay. So I created the data in the where is the mistake? Oh, sorry. So I created the variable, but what is why we have HTML? If you create in the JavaScript, that won't be visible here. Okay. When it will be visible, when you call that, variable, when you call that property, okay, here, student roll number. Okay. The variable should be called this way in the HTML. Okay. Student we have student grade, we have student percentage, we have student address. Okay, let me save it now. So it got saved. So again, we need to refresh the page and then it should be clicked on the edit page. Okay, save. So is it clear? What are these? This is called text data type, or we say string. In the programming terminology, we say string. 18 is a number. We say integer or number. Okay. Then A, it's a character, single digit. We call it as a character, okay? Or we generally use single quotes only for character and string. But in some cases, we'll use double quotes for strings, okay? Single quotes for character, like in C language, okay? Now, we have Sriram Nagar Hello. This is a complete text. That means a string. 79.2, it's a decimal. We say floating, okay? We say floating or decimal data type. So how many types of data types we are using now here? Bhavani is a string. Okay. This is a number or we say integer. Okay. Then A is also called as character or we can also use that as string terminology. Okay. Character, a single character. Then we have a 79.2. It is also a number, but it's a decimal or we say floating number. Okay. Floating number. And this is again a string. So these are the data types. Data types that can be stored inside a variable. Okay. Okay. Clear? Not clear?
It is clear. It is clear.
It is clear, right? Now,
Yeah.
among these all, only one thing will change because in that function, if button is clicked, what we are changing? Only
Name.
name.
Student name.
Bhavani. Okay. Clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is what a data type is. Okay. This is what a data type is. Okay. In JavaScript. This is what a variable, sorry, this is what a variable in JavaScript. Okay. Where we can store different forms of data, different types of data. Okay. Now we will be having again different data types. There's some complex data types also there. Even that we can store inside a variable. We have lists, we have array, we have objects, we have maps, we have like we say map or in the Python we say dictionary. So even that kind of data we can store in the JavaScript. Okay. Is it okay? Is it clear? Hmm?
Yeah.
Yeah, clear.
Hmm. No. No. Okay. Inside this function also we can create a we can create a data types. Okay, we can create a data types. I mean, we can create a variables. Okay, we can say let or where. Okay, we can say let variable name. What is where? What is let? We'll understand in the scope concept. So don't worry. But we can write let a equals to 5. Let okay. Not to do in this, I'll write a separate method. Okay, handle add. Okay, handle add. This is another function. Inside that function, what I am writing? Creating two variables. How I am creating? Let a equals to 5. Let b equals to 6. Okay. Result equals to. So result I'll declare here. I'll use there. Result equals to initially I'll say it's a 0. Okay. Result is 0. But when someone clicks on this button, okay, add button, then what I want these two numbers should be added and result should be a plus b. Okay. So
This this dot
this,
result.
this we have to say. That means this class result. Okay. This class result, not inside. Why I'm not using this dot a, this dot b is because a and b are created in this function only, but result is created outside the function inside the class. We'll understand this block concept, but try to remember only one thing now. If we create inside the function any variable, we can use directly a plus b. But if you create the variables outside the method, but inside the class, then we'll say this dot student name, this dot result. Okay, like this we'll say. Means this class variable, this class data. Okay, result equals to A plus B. Okay, now let me save it. Again, let me go to the HTML. Let me go to the HTML. How I should call that variable again here again? Result, no? Result. Result. So what we need now? One button na, to add. So add button. So what is the function that should be called now? Handle add. What is function? You will understand. Don't worry. Just you try to understand this part. Okay. We can create a variables inside the function also, outside the function also. If you say, if you use outside variables, you use this dot, this dot, this dot, but same, everything same. But here, if you create inside the function, you say directly A plus B, we can add directly. Don't need to say this dot A, this dot B, okay? See, let A will get. But if you scroll on result, it's a property of hello world example class. Okay, like this it will be. But all are variables only. All are variables because they can store different kinds of data. They can change the data. Before it was Bhavani, now it's Bhargav. So here also, before it was 0, now it is A plus B, 5 plus 15. That will be fifth result equals to 20. Okay. Let me reload it. Let me edit the page. What was the initial value? 0, no? See, that is what we created, no?
0.
Initially, it should be 0. But whenever someone clicks this button, okay, this button, handle add means add button with the name, label means name of that button. So when someone clicks on that button, what should happen? The value should be changed. It got changed, right? So what happened in the back?
Yeah.
When I write, okay, when I write, let A. So inside the computer, a memory is created. What is the name of that memory now? A. What is the data inside that memory now? Come on. What is the data inside that memory in the 19th line?
5.
5. Then again, what is the second variable name? B.
B.
What is the data inside that?
15.
Now, what is the 21st instruction is saying for the computer to do? Add these two numbers. Add these two numbers. What is the operation? Addition operation. Okay. Where the data is storing again? Inside another variable called with the name is result. What is the data that will be stored? The result of these two things. That will be 20. This is the operation that got performed in the backend. What are the things that we used? Variables, only variables. You can see, right? Variable A, variable B, and result. One more variable result. Thus, one more thing is addition, some operation. Okay, operation we have used. Is that clear? Hello. Yeah, please unmute yourself if you are comfortable. Speak out.
Yeah, it's clear.
It's clear, right? So variables are used to store the data, perform the operations, and store the result. So every operation inside a program, any computer program you take, not only JavaScript, the most important thing or role played by the like a variable is to store the data, to execute some instructions, to perform some operations. Okay, clear? Not clear.
Yes. Yes, it
Yeah,
is
it's
clear.
clear.
Okay. Now roles to write a variable name. Variable name in the sense it will call identifier. Names in the sense identifier. Identifier in JS. JS no, JavaScript. Okay. JavaScript. So we can use these three things automatically, where, let, constant. So we'll see what is constant, what is where. But for using variables, we can write where and let. So this is the operation we perform. Leave about this constant. I'll tell you what is constant is. But JavaScript identifier. Identifier anything. Name. What is the name? See, this concept is variable, but this A is there na A. It is called a identifier for this variable. Okay, name, we say name, but instead of name we should call as a identifier. What is the variable identifier here in the 19th line? It's a is the identifier for that variable. So name can contain letters, digits, underscore and dollar signs only. You can't use at the read, okay, or any other symbols. If I write a underscore 1, that's fine. But if I write a the rate 1, that's invalid. You can see the error. Okay. So like this, there are rules. Names must begin with a letter. Okay. Names must begin with a letter. I can't write like this 1A. This is an error again. Next again, name can also begin with dollar and underscore, but we will not use it in, I mean that this is different. Okay. We can use dollar or underscore, but not other symbols. Okay. Or numbers. Names are case sensitive. That means let A equals to 5 is different. Let capital A equals to 10 is different. A is different and capital A is different. Is that okay? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Case sensitive.
Yeah.
Case sensitive, we say. There are some reserved words. Reserved word means I can't use if. Okay. I can't use for. I can't use. Okay. Asking. These are special words. Okay. Special words given for JavaScript. Okay. You can't use them. Okay. Const. This is also special word. Already that a const is a separate meaning. Again, I can't use that const name for some other purpose to store the any data. Okay. Like this, student address, these are fine. Okay, student grade, student one, student name one, I can say, student name underscore one, I can say. But if I write again student name hash one, not allowed. At the rate one, not allowed. Star one, not allowed. Okay, dollar one, allowed. Okay, clear? There should be a naming rules. See, if you know the program language, that's super fine. But you should understand the syntax. That means the grammar to write the program. Okay, there should be rules. Okay, what is the rule for naming the variables? These are the rules. These are the rules. Okay, clear? Not clear? Clear, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay, so let me change this now. I'll say C equals to, instead of the result, let C equals to A plus B. Now this dot result equals to C. I can write now like this. No problem. No? These are my local things, local variables means what I have written in the function itself, in function only, in the function only. But this result is outside the function, outside this handler function in the class. So I can write like this, right? That's fine. Okay. Is this clear? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. We will be back in 5 minutes. Okay. We'll again have a